Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on Arete Academy. So you must have come across this title, World's Largest Coral. आपके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है? Are you thinking about the Great Barrier Reef? Or are you thinking that why we are discussing this today? We will understand it one by one. So there was a news article, it was there on 14th November, world's largest coral found near Solomon Island, scientists have found this. So what is this phrase, world largest coral? Is it coral colony, coral polyps or coral reef? We will understand it, then we will get to know the meaning of it. So if we talk about this, it is measuring 34 meters wide and 32 meters long, and it is known as the mega coral, which was 3 times bigger than the previous record holder, a coral dubbed as Big Mama, and that was in American Samoa. So earlier there was another one which was called as Big Mama, ये उससे भी बड़ा है, right? And it is in the Solomon Island. इसका जो size है, the size is being said that it can be seen from space. 2 basketball court का जो size होता है और 5 tennis courts का जो size होता है, that is the size of this coral. What is it? We will understand. So this news was about the largest colony of single species known till date. And it has been found as a part of National Geographic's Pristine Seas project. This massive coral is not a coral reef. Coral reefs are the structures that can be far larger but are comprised of many distinct coral colonies. So this particular coral, which has been discovered at the southeastern tip of the Solomon Island in area known as the Three Sisters, so this is a coral colony. When we talk about coral colony, this is a coral colony जो सिर्फ एक ही species से बनी है, right? But if we talk about the Great Barrier Reef, उसमें बहुत सारी colonies हैं of different or distinct coral जो species होती हैं उनकी. So that's why it is being termed or said as the single largest coral, because एक ही coral species हैं उनसे ये बना हुआ है, and it is not like the Great Barrier Reef, right? Now we will understand about certain facts related to corals. So corals are essentially animals and they are made up of polyps. उनको polyps भी बोलते हैं. They use their tiny tentacle-like hands to catch the food from water and sweep into their mouth directly. And each individual coral animal is known as a polyp. If we talk about their habitat, they live in colonies, and genetically identical polyps, they form colony together. Corals are largely classified as either hard coral or soft coral, and it is the hard coral that are the architects of coral reefs. Unlike the soft corals, the hard corals have stony skeleton made up of limestones, which are produced by the coral polyps. When they die, their skeletons are left behind, and then it is used by the new polyps. Coral reefs are also known as the rainforest of the sea, and they have been existing on the earth nearly from last 450 million years. And Australia's Great Barrier Reef is the largest in the world, जिसकी जो length है 2028 kilometers की है. So these were the certain facts which we should know. Since we are talking about the Great Barrier Reef, we should also know the recent phenomena, और बहुत सारे ऐसे articles आते हैं जो हमें पता होने चाहिए. For example, you must have come across this news article, the 4th global mass coral bleaching triggered. What are the corals and why are they important? Again, this news is, if you will search 2024 The Hindu or Indian Express, you will come across so many articles were there, right? So ये coral mass bleaching हो रही है. कोरल ब्लीचिंग क्या होता है? सो वी नो दैट देयर इज अ एल्गे जो फूड प्रोड्यूस करते हैं, जो पॉलिप्स होते हैं उनको रहने की जगह देते हैं. सो इट इज अ सिम्बायोटिक रिलेशनशिप एंड दे गेट द कलर द कोरल्स दे गेट देयर कलर बिकॉज ऑफ द एल्गेज. एंड व्हेन वी सी द ओशन एसिडिफिकेशन और ग्लोबल वार्मिंग की वजह से जो भी मोर देन 90% हीट है दैट इज बीइंग स्टोर्ड बाय द वाटर इटसेल्फ. सो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट नाउ व्हाट इज हैपनिंग? कोरल ब्लीचिंग इज हैपनिंग. This symbiotic relationship is getting disturbed, and because of lack of food, the corals, the polyps, they die out because of the starvation, और वो white हो जाते हैं, and that is called as coral bleaching. So you must have come across these articles like this stage 1, then stage 2, and then completely they will be white, right? So bleaching में क्या होता है? The healthy coral algae lives in the coral tissue and they provide primary food and color. Stressed coral हो जाते हैं when the symbiotic relationship because of the temperature or pollution will be affected, and then it is the bleached coral where it is without algae and the coral turns white, ultimately loses the main source of food, and they also die out because of starvation, right? So this is, and here you can see Australia, and Australia में जो उसका नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न कोस्ट है ऑस्ट्रेलिया का, ऑफ कोस्ट वी फाइंड द ग्रेट बैरियर रीफ, right? And the previous bleaching event has been in 2016, 17, 19, 22 maybe हुआ. So that's why we are saying that fourth mass coral bleaching incident Great Barrier Reef में is being encountered. Okay, so the Great Barrier Reef has suffered its third mass bleaching event in just 5 years. Now the news which we saw in the starting, we saw that the world's largest coral has been found in the Solomon Island. Now we are preparing for the exam, and अगर competition के point of view से if we talk about the examination point of view, then we should know about the Solomon Island, where is it and what and how related to that. So when we talk about Solomon Island, so here you will find Australia, New Zealand, or इनको Oceania, there are different groups of islands are there. So here when you see Australia, northeast of Australia you will find the Solomon Island. So here it is Solomon Island. So location wise also you should know the Solomon Island is located where. And further when you will see the magnified map of Solomon Island, so this is the Solomon Island, its extension, and it is just a neighboring country of Papua New Guinea, and this group of islands, it comes under the Solomon Island. Solomon Island ने ये जो न्यूज़ थी that they have found the world's largest and basically National Geographic के साइंटिस्ट ने पाया, so they disclosed this information at COP 29 of UNFCCC. Why? Because all these oceanic islands, the small island nations, they are very vocal when it comes to the protection related to the global warming or climate change से related जो भी funding and जो भी steps लिए जाने हैं, they are very vocal because they know for a fact that even a small increase in the sea level because of the global warming is going to hurt them badly, it is going to affect them very badly. So they came up with this news that yes, we have the world's largest coral. And it is very important to save us, protect us, because we are already seeing that how the Great Barrier Reef is getting bleached. Now, if we have found something, then it is of further interest that why we should be protected. They are the low lying, उनका जो mean sea level है वो बहुत ही नीचे है, right? So because of, and if we talk about the Solomon Island, it is made up of volcanic. It is volcanic in nature and coral. So coral atoll से बना है and volcanic है. So they are very vocal. So whenever you are coming across UNFCCC, you should know about loss and damage. You should know about the platforms where the small island nations are vocal and what is their demand. So this is it in today's video. We will keep coming up with this content, and yes, I apologize for the long gap because there were some issues because of which I was not able to make the video, but yes, now the videos will be frequent, and stay tuned for our PYQ discussion, mains related content, strategy related content, and the prelims current affairs related content. Okay, so current affairs, today's agenda was to give you the hot and latest information where UPSC can trap you, like so ऐसे हमारे content आते रहेंगे. Okay, so stay tuned, see you in the next video.